Hi, this is BrickTsar, and we're going to look at a vintage Lego castle set. This is set 6074, the Black Falcon's Fortress. And this was one of my favorite castle sets. When this classic castle theme came out, I thoroughly loved it. I loved how the different sets could be combined together to make one big castle. But this was one of my favorite castles, even though it wasn't the biggest castle. The Black Falcons was one of my favorites. So I don't have a box for this set. I do have this instructions, which are fairly worn out. And it just shows you how to build the main model. And shows you how it opens up and what you do with the string to make the drawbridge come up. But let's look at the actual model. And this is the front of the castle. And you have your drawbridge and the string. And this was a used set I bought. The original Black Falcon's Fortress that I owned, I sold about 12 years ago on eBay. And I acquired this one inadvertently when I bought a big lot. It happened to be in there. And so I had just a few missing pieces and got one broken piece. And one of the missing pieces was the string. And this string is not the original string. It is a Lego string, but it's a little bit too long. I could cut it, but I don't really want to cut it. But anyway, you got your two jousters, these knights, whatever you want to call them, that have the armor in the front. And then I like the little yellow accent with the arch there. You got your little yellow flags hanging down. But to open the drawbridge, you take the string, it's through this little Technic brick, and you just pull it through like that, and then you attach it somewhere in the back of the castle to keep it from falling back down. But that's that. Now this castle opens up, which is really neat. See, it's got hinges on the side, and I like how they got the watchtower areas around the castle. I'm just going to spin it around, and it uses a lot of the castle wall elements. And you'll notice some of my bricks are faded. That's one of the things I don't like about grays and blues, especially. They tend to fade if they're in the light too much. So we had that problem with this set, but maybe it makes it look a little older, like a vintage castle. So we'll take a positive out of that. So we'll open this thing up, and like I built it and I forgot where the piece was. It's on the back. Like that. So my knights away, but you can open it up like that. And there were other sets like the siege tower and the battering ram that kind of went with the Black Knights or the King's theme, and you could combine them. Even the King's castle and all that, you could combine with it, even if they were enemies, I guess. But the blacksmith shop, they all had the spot on the side where you could join them, every one of them, and the walls would always be the right height too on most of them. So that was really good. So I like that it opens up, and there's the whole thing opened up. And of course there's not a lot of details on the inside, but we'll go ahead and do that. And of course it's not really to scale. But over here is the tower area. I like the varying roof lines with the black roof. And this is my broken piece, the flag on top. I got one clip broken, but it still stays on there. You got that area. This is just kind of a support wall. All right, and then over here is the back of the gate. You got kind of areas in there under the top watchtowers. You got one axe on the inside, and that's about it. So that's all there really is to it. And then you can close it back up. And there you go. Black Falcon's Fortress. So let's look at your figures that you get. Here's our first knight that we'll look at. He's on the white horse, and the saddle only has one clip on one side where you can put your sword. He has his lance with the blue flag. He has a blue plume. You get 3 blue plumes and 3 red plumes. They come on these little sprues, and I just used the larger one on him. And so that's him on the horse. We take him off the horse here. Uh-oh, as I injure him, get rid of his lance and his shield. But it's all printing on just the one side. He's got his armor there, and then he's got his cape thing in the back, and then he's got the dark gray helmet and just the standard smiley face. All the classic castle figures had the standard smiley face. And then our other knight, very similar. He's on a black horse with a blue saddle, one clip. So that's that. And then he has a little bit different color. He's got blue instead of black around his shield. He's got a black helmet instead of dark gray. But of course, his head got stuck in there. Standard grin. And he has the red plume, and I used the large one on him. Alright, you get 6 total figures and 2 horses with this set, so that's the first 2 figures. You also get 2 archers. And I'll put them up here. They're the identical build. The 2 happy archers. Oops, the legs are worn out. That's why he falls over so easy. And they have their... He's bowing to the king. Hello. Ah, my lord the king. Alright. And they got the... what do you call those things where they put their arrows? Quivers? I don't know. Anyway, and they got the brown. This is the old brown for the arrows and their bows. Alright, and then there's 2 other figures, and these guys have spears. Uh-oh, knocked the spears off. And they got the Black Falcon's logos. All the archers and these guys all have the Black Falcon logo, which it was my favorite of the castle theme. And they have the just a helmet, nothing on the back. So you get 6 figures and 2 horses, and the set, it had about 435 pieces and was about $35 retail then. It'd probably be like a $60 set today. And they got both of the plume holders, but you also get the 1x2 plates and bricks to put on your horse when you take the saddle off. But that's the Black Falcon's Fortress. You get 6 Knights. That's knights. But anyway, this was one of my favorite of the castle theme, the Black Falcon's Fortress. And haven't decided if I want to keep this set or sell it. I'm a little weary of selling it since the bricks are not in the best of shape. But it is complete, except for the string is not original string. And I do have that one broken piece, the flag, but it still connects. And that was a problem. I'll go ahead and show you that flag. This is a very common problem. See how the clip broke? And that's why sometimes I don't like taking stuff off. I took this off, even though I just said that, but try to leave it on there. See, it still stays. Anyway, I will be eventually reviewing all the castle sets that I have, which is not very many at this time. And if I'd known this in the past, I would have reviewed all my castle sets back in the day. Before I got married, I had all the castle themes up to that point, and that's what I had on display in my living room, on my shelves in the living room, and It actually turned out to be good that my wife wanted to move them to the basement, because when I moved them to the basement I realized that the sun had faded most of my grays, and that was a mistake, leaving them out in the living room. So grays, they get really discolored. You can see discoloring on some of these, and I think I showed you already the back. You can see discolored there. So I recommend not leaving your sets displayed in the light, especially sunlight. And if you're going to leave them out, cover them up or something. Even over time, artificial light can discolor them, because that's what happened to my tower bridge. I kept it out of sunlight and it still got faded. So the blues did. So anyway, just wanted to give you that warning. Be careful with your grays, especially the classic grays. I haven't had a lot of experience yet with the modern light bluish gray, if it discolors or not. So anyway, thanks for watching this review of the Black Falcon's Fortress. I guess if I'm doing a review, I should tell you if I like it. Well, I already told you I liked it, or what I didn't like about it. What I don't like about it is that the colors fade if you leave it in the light. So, other than that, this was one of my favorite castles. Thanks for watching, BrickTsar.